Creating Windstorm: The Legend of Khiimori is a completely new experience for us. The project is much bigger and way more ambitious than any of our previous Windstorm games.
Although this is our third Windstorm game, this time we decided to create a game for people with different core interests.
We don't want to make just another horse game.
We want to combine detailed horse gameplay with a thrilling story in an immersive and explorable world.
With lots of cool gameplay features that you don't normally see in games like this.
Expectations from the community in regards to horse riding are really high. But I would even say that our internal bar is set as high or higher.
Windstorm: The Legend of Khiimori is an open-world action-adventure game where you play as a young courier rider in 13th century Mongolia.
When making a game in any historical setting, there's always a balance between authenticity and actual gaming enjoyment. We're not making a historically accurate simulator here, and that gives us the freedom to explore more mystical aspects of the culture, as well as embrace the peaceful exploration experience.
With The Legend of Khiimori, we want to develop a game for horse lovers, but also for people who like to immerse themselves in an open world to explore the beautiful Mongolian landscape with its various habitats.
Mongolia is vast and features multiple biomes. In those expanses, small settlements would spring up. The pastoral nomads were really always ready to move, so they oftentimes did not live in permanent structures like stone huts. They just took their yurts and moved on to new pastures or milder weather. They didn't really own much, but the things they did have, they took great care of. Surrounding those nomadic settlements is the vastness of Mongolia. The landscape is not only vast, but also really diverse. Ancient dark woods are as naturally occurring as wide sweeping grassy plains. Streams, boulders, mountains, cozy birch groves are all common features of this land, ready to be explored by the players.
As a cargo rider, your horse plays an important role in exploring the vast Mongolian landscape. No matter if snowy mountains or wide grasslands, all cargo needs to be delivered. Train your horses to build and maintain bonds and unleash their full potential. With our breeding system, it will be possible to breed horses over generations in order to utilize their best skills and thus overcome paths that once seemed insurmountable. Before you start a new delivery, you need to create a detailed plan and prepare well for the next mission. At a later stage of the game, you will have to travel further distances to deliver the goods. Therefore, you need to strategically move your camp to new locations to minimize the distances. After successful deliveries and acquiring resources along the way, you can build up your Mongolian camp buildings called gers. One of the most famous traditional Mongolian skills is mounted archery. We used this gameplay feature in the second Windstorm game, and now we bring it back, better than ever before. For example, we are currently designing arrows with different effects, with which you will be able to solve various challenges in the open world.
The creation of the art style for Windstorm: The Legend of Khiimori was and continues to be an incredible journey. That handcrafted feeling is the groundwork of what we want to reflect in our art. The very essence of making equipment and then owning it for a lifetime, polishing it, smoothing out the little bumps and bruises, improving it, adding a little scrap of color here and there. Little things like straps of cloth bound around chests and baskets, symbols of local tribes embedded into each village will make everything way more beautiful and alive. On top of it all, the Mongols are renowned horse people. Horses are the lifeblood of the whole society. They carry loads and provisions, they are companions and means of travel, and we want to put as much realism and beauty as we can into those majestic creatures. Luckily, we do have a few equestrians in our company, myself included, and we can get first-hand experience and information from them.
The scope for publishing a game in early access first is very different to a regular release. On one side, we need to focus so much on the playable parts for early access, polishing everything. On the other, we must not lose sight of the full game. The size of the team has also increased. A lot of new colleagues have joined in the last few months, and everyone has cool ideas on how to make their best game possible. Collecting all these wishes and feedback from our team is great, but can be challenging, as we don't want to hold our horses but also need to keep control of the overall schedule, so sometimes we have to prioritize. Overall, it's wonderful to work with that many talented people who take the project seriously and are truly passionate about it. Because there's a lot more content in the pipeline, and we want to make sure to keep the level of quality throughout the game.
To achieve this goal, we decided very early on that we need to involve our community in our work as soon as possible. We are constantly trying to offer playtests at an early stage, even if the game is still far from being truly playable and has many placeholders in it. But this gives us a chance to get crucial information from the players. It is really important for us to understand what exactly our and communities like Horse Expert want and expect for Windstorm: The Legend of Khiimori.
Fans of the franchise are probably wondering, what happened to our former protagonist Mika? She's alive and well, but something seems to have happened to Windstorm. We don't want to reveal too much about her appearance in the game, because that would spoil the story. But she will definitely play a role in Windstorm: The Legend of Khiimori.
Working on the outside of this game is incredibly rewarding. We hope that the players will share in this feeling of wonder and excitement while exploring the vast and vivid world of Windstorm.
Come ride with us.
Thank you for watching our developer talk video. I hope you enjoyed it and that we were able to give you some interesting insights into our game. If you haven't seen enough yet, feel free to follow our social media channels and Discord. We share awesome assets and behind-the-scenes footage there, as well as interesting information like when we start our playtests. So stay tuned and see you soon.